Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy. It's always my pleasure to be greeting you and bringing this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. And that is why I want to point you to this 30-day challenge that we see was given to Neville Goddard by his mentor Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia. And this 30-day challenge was given to Neville in a time when there was a great depression that started around 1929 to around 1939, I believe. Okay, and Neville was a student of Abdullah, studying with Abdullah this ancient spiritual African spirituality that comes all the way back from Kemet. And Abdullah was teaching him this wisdom by using the Bible and the Kabbalah. And Abdullah wanted to put Neville on this 30-day challenge to prove for himself that this does not base on theory. It is based on experience, and how that experience is the greatest teacher. Now, when we look around, we see all the different religions that they are built upon belief. And belief is when you're not quite sure, but results don't tell lies. So when you have the kind of results to prove what you're speaking about, you need no further argument. So here it goes. Here the story goes. Neville himself said that he had a burning desire to travel to Barbados. And he has been living in America for over 12 years, and he never had this burning desire. But this burning desire came upon Neville because Abdullah used his mind power for this to happen to Neville. And you might ask me the question, how can that be? Yes, we are all connected. There's one universal consciousness. So all the different things concerning division, or all the things that have been put in place to keep us divided, it's all a lie. Okay? And this whole world is an imaginary world. And the only thing that is real is your true essence. So in other words, I'm saying Abdullah wanted to teach Neville also to discover that he's just a spirit having a human experience, and that everything in this world, it comes from spirit to matter, and how he can prove for himself that he is an alchemist by using his mind power to achieve his every desire. So here, when Neville approached Abdullah, Abdullah said to Neville that you have already gone to Barbados and you have gone there first class. And that was when the challenge really begins. And Neville had to use his imagination for 30 days. Okay? And so Abdullah said to Neville, you got to sleep in your mother's home in Barbados while you're residing in New York, which means that Neville had to have a vivid imagination of how the home of his mother looked, and how the surrounding look, and also how the surrounding of Barbados looked. Because Abdullah further stated to Neville that he would have to see himself in his imagination walking the streets of Barbados when he's walking the streets of New York. And all of this is actually written all over the Bible. But I'm just going to give you, about two scriptures, to be more specific. Okay? It is written in Joshua 1 and 3 that wherever the sole of your feet shall tread, that will be given to you. Okay? But you see, you have to understand that the Bible is a book of mind science. To understand that, you have to also understand that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. For the Bible is written symbolically, and it have no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago, or to any actual event that would have taken place on earth thousands of years ago. The theologians, they missed that. So, from the beginning to the ending of the Bible, it's all a great psychological drama. It all have to do with the human psyche. Even those who disagree with me, it had to first be mental and still had to first be psychological. So you see how far gone religious people are? Do not even know the law of mentalism. Okay, but let me get back to what I'm saying. The second place in the Bible that teaches you this also, you can see it in St. John 1 and 3 also, where it says that all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. And many people who have never learned to think one day for their own selves, but believe everything that was fed to them by their religious leaders, believe that this hymn is speaking of a man who existed 2,000 years ago with special powers. But this hymn is just a representation of the human imagination. In other words, it's just a personification that represents the human imagination. So the people who believe that the Bible is related to secular history, they are taking personification for persons. How dumb can that be? How much more dumb can that be? And also they are taking allegory for history. And even the Bible tells you in Galatians 4:24 that the story of Abraham is an allegory. And they tell you that Jesus, the Christ, came through the lineage of Abraham. So if the story of Abraham is allegory, it means that the story of Jesus also is an allegory. So here we see that Abdullah put Neville Goddard on this 30-day challenge. And Neville had to use his imagination for 30 days, for an entire month. Neville was sleeping in his mother's home in Barbados while he was residing in New York, and he was doing it in his imagination. Also, Neville was walking the streets of Barbados in his imagination for 30 days while he was residing in New York. And I'm saying to you that wherever you are, if you believe in what I am saying and you have any desire, anything you want to accomplish in this world, whether is it a new job, whether is it a raise, a salary, whether is it a promotion, whether is it your own business, a property, a vehicle, whatever you desire in this world, once you can accept the fact that you are a spirit having a human experience and you're not a human trying to be spiritual, then you would realize that this power is used by everyone. And this power is the power that can use to kill. And this is the same power that can use to heal. And this is the same power that you're told that create the light and create the darkness. Okay, so actually I'm quoting Deuteronomy for you where it says, I am God and there's not. I say, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Okay, and then in Isaiah chapter 45 verses 5 to 7, it says also, I create the darkness and I create the light. I create good and I create evil. This I of which I am speaking about is imagination. That's the I in man, and that is God in man. For the eternal body of man is the imagination. That is God himself. And so Abdullah was teaching Neville Goddard all of these things so that when he go on this 30-day challenge, that he would prove for himself that imagination creates reality. And that each and every one can create their life how they want it to be. And that there is freedom for all. If you would have an open mind and realize that it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality and creating your personality. So my brother and my sisters, all of this that I'm teaching you is alchemy. And you can become an alchemist by putting it to work in your life in a 30-day challenge. When All Nightingale speak about the strangest secret in the world, he also gives you this 30-day challenge. So my brother, my sisters, poverty and prosperity, it all have to do with your mentality. All you have to do is look at your environment, look at what is taking place around you. Okay, and it will tell you all about your mentality. So you can be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So renew your mind or rearrange your mind. And you would see your life is changing to how you want it to be. So take on this 30-day challenge, knowing exactly what you want. Habakkuk chapter 2 tells you you must write down the vision. Okay? whatever you're visualizing, make sure to write it down. Make it plain. Napoleon Hill stated in his book, Think and Grow Rich, you must have definiteness of purpose, and everything must start with desire. So you must know what is your desire. I can't tell you what is your desire. You know what is your desire. And I'm giving you the formula. And Habakkuk chapter to tell you, don't tarry. Don't take in a cycle. Though there's the law of gestation taking place. You must wait. Be patient. Don't be anxious. Don't take a spiritual abortion. Wait. It is an impregnation. The manifestation will come forth. And it tells you it is a law. It is sure. It is a law. It's like the law of reproduction that every seed and every species must reproduce after its kind. The law of sowing and reaping. Whatsoever, I say God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that also shall he reap. Results need no argument. That's why there's no need to argue with religious people who can't think for themselves. All you have to do is put this principle to work in your life. And I'm saying to you, challenge yourself for 30 days. Even before you challenge yourself for 30 days, if you want, you can go on a 7-day mental diet. And you'll see what I'm talking about. And then you would realize that the devil is a self-doubt. You would realize that the devil is a negative thinking. You would realize that it is said in the Bible that the devil is an angel. Okay? And when you check out what is an angel is a messenger. And what bring message to you? It is your own thoughts that bring message to you and from you. And you're told that the devil is a fallen angel. So it's a fallen thought, which is a negative thought. And a thought that is not creative, but rather destructive. So there's one power. And as I said before in St. John 1 and 3, okay, where it say all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. That all means all. Good and evil. So there's only one power. And there's only one to change, and that is yourself. So my encouragement to you is to take this 30-day challenge. Challenge yourself. You know what you want. Okay, make sure, as I said before, to write it down. Affirm it. And use your imagination. Morning, noon, and night. Every night before you go to bed. Use your imagination. When you wake up, make sure you wake up before the rising of the sun and use your imagination. And if you use your common sense, you'll realize once you take a 30-day challenge, that you're working with the moon also, because there would be the new moon, okay, and there would be the full moon, okay, and then the moon will go back. You have to understand all of these. So you're working with the sun and you're working with the moon. Your conscious and the subconscious mind, the masculine and the feminine principle, and it can either bring forth Cain or Abel in the Garden of Eden. You can either bring forth a destructive life or a creative life. So take the challenge. Neville took the challenge. And he proved for himself that imagination creates reality. And he traveled to Barbados, first class. And when he had little doubts, Abdullah would have none of it. Slam the door in his face. You have to slam the door in the face of all those who want to keep you blind and keep you in poverty. And keep you in mediocrity and keep you in secular Christianity. You got to slam the door in their face and have none of it. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. Accept yourself. Embrace yourself. And never call on any Jesus that was painted to you in a portrait of an image that doesn't look like you. When you look in the mirror, you're supposed to see the image of God. And know that God in man is man's imagination. And use your imagination to create your reality consciously. So if you never really had any real experience, okay, put it to work in your life by taking a 30-day challenge. And that's why I always say to you, apply the law of Goya. Yeah, the law of Goya. You know what it means? Get off of your ass. See, many people are highly disappointed with the law of attraction because they were gullible and they wanted to sit on their ass and just have things manifest. No, you gotta do something. Okay? So I think I would have given you enough, information there. I don't want to get this, sounding like a rant, Okay, so I want to say, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying makes sense to you and you're willing to challenge yourself and to go on a 30-day challenge like Neville did. Okay, I would also like to say, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. Also, I would like to encourage you, if you want to follow me on Instagram, that you can follow me at Black Mad Guru, okay, on Instagram. Also, if you like to listen to my Inner Sound Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously, where I'm teaching you to practice inner sound engineering in a time when they want to dim the sun and they want to block the sun, you can check it out. And it is for persons who are donating at least $20 or more on my Patreon. Okay, when you pay, you learn to pay attention. Sometimes people don't pay attention. They want everything handed to them for what they call free, but you can't get on the internet for free. When people pay, they pay more attention. As a matter of fact, I'm actually giving that away to you. Okay, so with that being said, my brother and my sisters, I want to say also, if you would like to support this work by any other way, you can check down in the description, in the link below. We have a PayPal link for you, and you can feel free to donate if you feel led to. Okay, always follow your intuition. So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, this is your time to challenge yourself. So with that being said, peace. I'm out, waiting for your results.